Hey guys, welcome to the channel today. We're going to talk about that. The C7 Z06 is an absolutely fantastic car. But with all cars, it's not perfect. I'm going to tell you 5 things I hate about that car. Today, we've got this thing sitting back there. We've got both garage doors open. Package on it. Steel bumper. Some of these things are going to be small things that aren't a real big deal, but they drive me crazy. Water builds up right here after you wash the car. And it stays there for about 2 days and leaks all over the place. You wouldn't think it would be a big deal, but it drives me absolutely nuts. Does the exact same thing here. Super hard to get into these little crevices. It just drives me nuts. I know I'm being kind of picky on this, but it drives me nuts. Does the exact same thing on the mirrors. Water drips out of here for 2 days after you wash the car. Leaves lines down here. One of the other things I know, if you own one of these, you know where this is going. The brake dust. Absolutely horrible. I mean, you take this car for literally a 3 or 4 minute drive and come back, and it'll just be covered in brake dust. I mean, you can switch out for new pads with a little bit less brake dust, but from the factory, absolutely horrible. Drives me insane. There's a few things in the interior I don't like either. These are little weird things, but they're not the typical things you hear about, you know? So this is from an owner's perspective of things that are weird and quirky that I don't like. One of which is the park brake placement. Now, in one of my other cars, my daily driver, the window switches are right here. So I find myself all the time reaching down to roll the window down here. And as Cletus McFarland has pointed out in one of his videos, if you pull this while you're driving, it locks it up. So, very bad. Now, I've fixed this problem on mine. It's these and this lower bumper. They come from the factory a gray plasticky color. Looks absolutely horrible. So does that. I've painted mine. I've got the painted ones on here. But from the factory, it's really a cheap fix by GM to widen out the front end, to just put those flares on there. They should have just made the fenders wider. Spend the money, GM. Come on. One of the other little quirks that bothers me, that's kind of being picky, but, you know, I wish it had more supercharger whine. You can barely hear this thing, you know? You look at the Mustangs, the supercharged Mustangs, or the Hellcats, and you can really, really hear the supercharger whine. This, you really can't hear it at all. I just wish it had more supercharger whine to it. Guys, these are just a few of the things I wanted to point out. Overall, still fantastic car. Probably the best car I've ever owned. It really is. In every measurable way possible.